Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I hope you're doing great, that you had a good sleep and you've woken up feeling strong and ready for another day, ready to make the most of this beautiful time that we have. So I want to start my day, as I always do, with a nice cup of tea. And I've chosen my ginseng matcha green tea in my beautiful rainbow mug. And I love green tea. And I'm really so happy that so many companies now are doing a blend, of different herbs with green tea, matcha, and sencha. It's really lovely to have choice. So I've got my green tea this morning, and hopefully you've got a coffee, tea, something that you love, make you feel great as you start this new day. I would like to thank our sponsor for this morning's show, Puritan's Pride. We take a very big focus here at 60andMe on healthy eating, nutrition, well-being, and you've told us that this is important to you, so we want to give you that content and support that you need. And I invite you to go to the Puritan's Pride website and check out how nutrition can really help you get the most from life. So thank you to Puritan's Pride. Now, I want to talk about something today that we've really never touched on, as far as I can remember. And it's kind of one of those things that runs as a thread through our lives. And it's something that many of us push aside and don't bring to the forefront, and others try to deal with and grapple with. And that's how to deal with anger. You know, those strong feelings that are more than just annoyance, those angry feelings. Now, we have a blogger named Sally Fox, and she's actually done a really good article on this, and she's given a 7-step plan to deal with anger in your life. And the first point she makes, of course, is very important, which is anger is natural. It's just part of our human condition to feel angry sometimes about things. And if you suppress anger, it builds up internal emotions, and, we lash out at others and at ourselves. And it can also often cause depression, which is not a good thing for our health or well-being. And there's ways you can sort of deal with anger and move on, but I think the fundamental issue is that as older women in our 60s, we were raised in a generation that said girls should be good girls. We should be seen but not heard. We should control our emotions. And really throughout our lives, in a way, that's become kind of a way to keep us in our place. That even in the workplace, up until very, very recently, women were expected to not really make too much noise, to not make too many comments, even if they disagreed. And then, of course, there's the whole area of, just being taken advantage of by other people, especially men, that, have produced a lot of really angry feelings. We learn to suppress our anger, to swallow it, and you swallow our pride and get on with life. And we just don't, many of us have the tools to deal with anger in a constructive way. So anger's not bad. At times it's very constructive. And I think that the points that Sally raises to try to help you work through your anger are really, really important. And the first thing is, to tell ourselves not to be angry is really just counterproductive. It's denying anger. It makes us feel worse. And instead of trying to deny things, working with it from a physical level, from your body, how you feel in your body about anger is really the place to start. So here's what she says. Step 1, let the angry words unfold your real feelings. Acknowledge and speak without any inhibition what you're really feeling about. And say out loud, I am so mad. Say that. And then even just saying it, not getting it out into the open. And if you don't sugarcoat it, you don't hide back the true feelings, then you can start to articulate, what you're going through and truly feeling what that anger is like. And when you feel it and let it come to the surface, then you can acknowledge it and talk to it and deal with it. If you push it down, you know what's going to happen. So the second step, she says, is to sit quietly and appreciate those feelings. Notice what the what not just the emotional feeling is, but what the physical feeling is. Say to yourself, my chest is really tight. I've not been breathing. I've just realized that for 30 seconds I didn't breathe. I'm feeling sweaty. I'm feeling tight. My heart is racing. Whatever it is, my throat feels choked up. And, just by saying those words out loud and getting them into the world, then you can start not embracing it so much as just accepting it. And then you can learn to move forward and have a discussion with those physical feelings. Now, the second thing is to, ask questions to yourself, to dig deeper. Okay, so you're angry. What are you angry about? Okay, something happened. What was it that happened? Now, just asking that question and just repeating it may kind of diffuse the anger, like, gosh, really wasn't that big a deal, or that wasn't really personal. That was someone's anger themselves, or they didn't understand, some part of me and decided to lash out. So asking questions can sometimes help you go a little deeper with your own emotions and understand where in your body you're holding that emotion. A lot of people hold it in their heads, like headaches or migraines. Some people hold it in their stomach or and tighten up their stomach system. And it's really knowing where that stress is being held and having a conversation with it. And as Sally says, don't try to label it too much, but just focus at this point on the sensations. The next thing, and she gives some examples, like I feel this ball of fire in my stomach, or I feel tears in my throat. Say those things out loud. And then the next thing, the fourth thing, is to have compassion. I think we're so hard on ourselves. We just have these emotions. We feel upset or angry about something, and we blame ourselves. We feel guilty. We shouldn't have said something, or it was our fault. Many times it's just not. It's a combination of two people or more than two people, and we need to have compassion with ourselves. So give yourselves some friendly support. Be your best friend. For goodness sake, you are here. This is you. This is your life. So it's precious, and hold yourself tight. Give yourself a hug. Say you're okay. That was all right. You felt angry. Your stomach was tight. Your head hurts, but now you're dealing with it. And just say to that part of your body that's hurting, I understand. I get it. I know why you're feeling upset. I know why you're feeling tight. Allow tears, to come. I used to be really quite a crier. I used to cry, a lot. And now I don't cry so much anymore because I don't know why. I think it's just because I try to, get to the point before I'm letting it overtake me. I kind of meditate or do the things that Sally's, suggested to sort of allow those feelings to flow with some compassion for myself and for others, for the person who is responsible, or the people that are, or the item or the thing or the event that's upset you. So step 5, breathe and let the feelings sit and let them shift. Let them shift from that place that hurts to somewhere else. Let it move outside of you. Don't try to judge. Don't try to change anything. Don't try to take the words back. They're not going back. You've said them, or that someone else has said them. And just observe the emotions and maybe, go deeper with the questions. Just be curious and compassionate. And in that breathing, quiet moment, you might just relax and think, oh, gosh, it was okay to feel angry. I've had a good scream about it, and now it's time to move on. There's more important things in my life. I think the next thing that she says, number 6, is to make sure that you thank the experience for the wisdom it has given you. I don't know how many times in my life, I look back at some arguments I've had with people, and I think, oh my goodness, I really learned something about myself. Number 1, I learned my hot points, my buttons that people can push. I won't even go into some of the details of mine because I know you're probably making lists of your own, but there were certain things that people could say that just made me feel so insecure and so worried that I would immediately get angry instead of, accepting or dealing with and learning from. But that's the thing. Just take a moment to be grateful for the experience that's given you. And I think being grateful in general is a good thing. I think for every experience in life. But thank your body for sharing this information with you. Thank you, stomach, for letting me know that there's something wrong here. Thank you, head, for letting for the throat. It's really interesting. I will tell a personal story here because I think it's quite interesting, and it's not dramatic. It's just something that happened to me. When my mom died, I was only about 19, and I Of course, I was young and I didn't really understand completely what had happened, but I was very upset, of course, and had a lot of responsibilities at the same time. It was a very stressful time in my life. I had a very, very bad sore throat and cold, and I went to the doctor and I said, I had this really, really bad sore throat. I can't talk. It really hurts me. And he said, well, I can give you something for it, but do you want to ask yourself whether maybe you're having trouble swallowing the fact your mom has died? Oh my goodness. I was like, wow, hadn't really thought about that. And from that experience, even right now, the emotion comes back, but it's not angry emotion. It's more, I really learned from that your body can talk to you about anger and sadness in ways that are very, very powerful. So that was an interesting experience. So I think the point that Sally makes here is let your body be your guide. Let it guide you through these experiences. Let it be your teacher. Let it be the wisdom offering wisdom to you, and let that anger that you're feeling be transmuted into something beautiful, into a jewel that you can learn something from. And she reminds us at the end of her article, which I really want to close on, is that when you block that passionate anger, when that anger that fuels your emotions, you're also blocking that positive passion in your life, for things that you want to do, for the people that you want to be with, for the new situations. So blocking one passionate emotion of anger can block the positive passion of love and caring and purpose. I think it's a really good message, and I hope you found this useful, and maybe you can apply it to something in your life right now. I look forward to reading your comments about this conversation. I really would like to know how do you manage your anger? How do you manage your anger? Look forward to the conversation. Please leave your comments in the section below and we'll have a chat. And have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks for telling a friend about 60andMe and for being part of our community. So let me know, how do you manage your anger? Take good care, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye for now.